On December 29, 2015, the world witnessed the ferocity of a young Naoya Inoue, who stepped into the ring not just as a fighter, but as a force of nature with a predator's mindset. Though still early in his professional career, Inoue carried himself with the calm of a seasoned warrior and the hunger of a lion chasing fresh prey. His opponent that night, Warito Panis, entered the bout with ambition and belief, but hope alone is a fragile shield when facing a wrecking machine built for destruction. The opening bell saw Inoue take the center of the ring with sharp eyes and subtle movements. He wasn't reckless. No, he was measured and clinical, studying Panis with an almost eerie level of focus, like a scholar dissecting a textbook or a predator eyeing the weakest part of its target. He watched every feint, every jab, calculating his responses. Once, Inoue realized that Warito didn't possess any real threat, nothing that could deter or truly damage him. He opened up. The ring became a showcase for the young Japanese fighter's arsenal. Inoue let his hands go with deadly precision, throwing combinations that cracked through Panis's guard like thunderclaps against a tin roof. It wasn't long before Panis began to resemble a stationary target more than a contender. Inoue's hands moved with the speed of lightning, but each punch carried weight and purpose. His timing was impeccable, and his understanding of distance unmatched. By the end of the first round, it was clear this wasn't going to be a long night for Panis. Then came round 2. Perhaps sensing the urgency, Panis tried to mount some kind of offense, charging forward as if willing to go out on his shield. His aggression, though spirited, was misplaced. Inoue saw the gaps and he capitalized with ruthless efficiency. Panis was hit with such precision and volume that it felt more like a tutorial on dismantling than a competitive bout. Inoue ended the fight not with a dramatic flourish, but with the quiet, cold efficiency of someone who had done this many times before. That dominant performance marked just the beginning of what would become a remarkable reign at junior bantamweight. Fast forward to December 30th, 2017, and Inoue was now a feared name in the boxing world. But that didn't stop the brave and towering Frenchman, Yohan Boyot, from stepping into the ring with him. It was Inoue's final defense of his WBO junior bantamweight title, and he was determined to make a statement, and make a statement he did. From the very first second, Inoue brought an intensity that could be felt through the screen. He came out like a whirlwind, pressing forward with intent and power. Boyot, tall and awkward, was instantly put on the defensive. Inoue found a home for his punches early, especially his trademark body shots that had become a staple of his destructive arsenal. The first round saw Boyot hit the canvas, a warning shot to anyone thinking Inoue's power was confined to early knockouts against weaker opponents, but Inoue wasn't finished. Not even close. He didn't just want to win, he wanted to dominate, to send a message to every future opponent. Round 2 was no reprieve. Inoue kept coming, relentless in his pursuit. He cut off the ring with the precision of a mathematician, giving Boyot no room to escape. Inoue's combinations weren't just fast, they were surgical. Each punch seemed to be part of a larger plan, and Boyot was slowly getting dissected. 38 seconds into the third round, Inoue threw a left hook to the ribs that folded Boyot like a deck chair. It was the kind of shot that makes even the audience feel the pain. Boyot tried to get up, breathing heavily and clearly hurt. But Inoue wasn't going to let the moment slip. He stalked his opponent, eyes locked in, then delivered another body shot, a left hook again, that sent Boyot crumbling. Still the Frenchman rose, showing heart, but there was nothing left in the tank. Inoue finished him off with a brutal right-left combo to the midsection. Boyot dropped to a knee for the third and final time, and the referee mercifully ended the slaughter. Just months later, on May 25, 2018, Inoue moved up in weight and faced Jamie McDonnell for the WBA regular bantamweight title. McDonnell was no pushover. He came into the fight with a decade of experience and an unbeaten streak that many thought would present a real test for the Japanese juggernaut. But Inoue didn't come to take a test. He came to end it before the exam paper was even handed out. The bell rang and Inoue exploded forward like a storm let loose from the mountains. McDonnell was instantly put on the back foot. his longer frame offering little help against Inoue's blistering speed and relentless pressure. Inoue didn't just look for one big shot, he looked for everything. He jabbed, feinted, moved to the body, moved to the head, cutting McDonald down with methodical ferocity. Midway through the round, Inoue landed a massive left hook that visibly rocked McDonald. The British fighter, despite his grit, was now in survival mode. He tried to retreat, but Inoue had no intention of letting him reset. The follow-up was a blur, a flurry of punches so fast, so violent that it seemed like time had skipped a few frames. Another vicious left hook sent McDonald tumbling. Though he beat the count, it was clear he had no idea where he was. Inoue rushed in again, unleashing a barrage that left the referee with no choice but to wave it off. The first round hadn't even ended, and McDonald had been completely dismantled. With that win, Inoue claimed yet another world title in yet another weight division, now the WBA regular bantamweight champion. Each new step was like watching a prophecy being fulfilled. The monster wasn't slowing down, he was speeding up. His legend continued to grow, but so did the size of his opponents. The real mountain came on September 3, 2024, when Inoue returned to Tokyo's Ariake Arena to defend his undisputed super bantamweight crown against Ireland's TJ Doheny. A fighter with experience and toughness, Doheny was supposed to be one of the bigger, stronger challenges for Inoue. Yet from the moment they touched gloves, it became clear that size wasn't going to matter. Inoue began the bout composed and calculating, but by the second round he was already digging into Doheny's midsection like a man on a mission. His body shots thudded like thunder, each one designed to sap energy and willpower. Doheny tried to respond, landing a few decent shots that drew gasps from the crowd, but Inoue didn't flinch. He kept coming, relentless and sharp. Round after round, Inoue operated like a video game boss, slipping punches, launching counters, and marching Doheny backward with ease. By round 6, it looked like Doheny was stuck in a nightmare he couldn't escape. Inoue's tempo increased, his accuracy untouched. Every time Doheny thought he saw an opening, he was met with a jab and uppercut, or another bone-crushing hook to the body. The Japanese champion moved like a ghost, untouchable and merciless. When the 7th round arrived, Doheny's body had taken enough. A sudden pull-up injury ended the bout, but make no mistake, his body had quit long before the corner, or referee, could step in. Now standing at 29 wins with 26 of those coming by way of knockout, Naoya Inoue isn't simply winning. He's demolishing everything that dares to stand in front of him. His opponents don't just lose, they get broken. One by one, challengers of all sizes and styles have been fed to the monster, and all of them have left the ring battered, many never the same again. His punches are more than physical. There's a psychological destruction that happens when fighters realize nothing they throw matters. Inoue walks through them, calculates, then unloads in a way that seems almost artistic in its violence. The power, the speed, the accuracy, it's all there. But what separates Inoue is the mind behind the muscle. He fights with an intelligence far beyond his years, adapting in real time and exploiting even the tiniest weaknesses with pinpoint efficiency. And yet, despite all the chaos he creates inside the ropes, Inoue remains calm and respectful outside them. No trash talk, no bravado, just pure focus and dedication to the craft. It's that contrast that makes him even more terrifying, the quiet killer who lets his fists do the talking. The question now isn't whether Naoya Inoue is great. That's already been answered. The question is whether anyone can stop him. Can anyone match his power, his precision, his timing, and his ring IQ? Can anyone take the best of the monster and keep coming? Naoya Inoue is not just knocking on the door of boxing immortality, he's kicking it off its hinges. Whether it's the next division, another world champion, or a so-called expert with a size advantage, the monster keeps proving that none of it matters. He adapts, he overwhelms, and he finishes. So what do you think? Can anyone crack the code? Is there a fighter out there who can take the heat and come out standing? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let us know who you think has a chance against the monster. If you enjoyed this deep dive into destruction, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss another highlight. We'll see you ringside for the next beatdown.